Hi students, good morning, how are you? Let's start our class today and I left you some homework last class and it was the exercise number 5, exercise 5 on page 31, page number 31. Then you had to prepare those questions and answer them. Then let's check. Okay, let's check. I don't know the person you did about, but now let's make the questions as example. Okay. Then let's see. Speaking and writing. Work in pairs. Interview your partner about a typical weekday with the questions. What time? Get up? And so on. Let's see. I'd like you to prepare it about a person. But let's see. What time? Get up. Let me prepare the page. Let me prepare the page. Okay, then English class. Now we have English class and exercise 5, page 31. Exercise 5, page 31. Let's see now number 1, the first question. And the first question is, what time get up? And let's see. What time do you get up? What time do you get up? In this case, we use the auxiliary do because the question is in the simple present tense. Okay? Then do. What time do you get up? Since we don't have the verb to be, we have the verb to get. That is why verb to get. That is why we use the auxiliary do. Okay, what time do you get up? The second question, let's go then to the second question. I'm sorry, I have to. Have breakfast in the morning. What have? We have two questions referring to breakfast here. Yes? Let's pay attention to the first one. Have breakfast in the morning. Yeah? In this case, let's ask the person if he or she has breakfast. Okay? Let's see. It's a kind of a yes/no question. Okay? Do you have breakfast? Do you have breakfast in the morning? Do you have breakfast in the morning? The second question, what do you have as breakfast? What do you have or what do you have as breakfast? Look, we use the auxiliary do. It's here, do, because we have a question in the simple present. If we have a question in the simple present and we don't use the verb to be as the main verb, the base verb in the question, then we use the auxiliary do. Yes, what do you have as breakfast? For instance, the answer could be I have bread and coffee, some biscuits, cheese. I don't know. Yeah. Number 3. 3. Let's come back there. What time is start work or school? Yes, let's suppose you go to work in the morning. If you go to work in the morning, then how could we make this question? What time do you start work? What time do you start work? Or if the person you are interviewing goes to school in the morning, then you could ask him or her what time do you start school? Okay? What time do you start work? Or what time do you start school? Pay attention. We use the auxiliary do in the question when we are in the simple present tense. Yeah? Let's go to the fourth question. Have a long lunch break. How long? In this case, we don't have an information question. If we had an information question, then we would have things like for instance, what time do you have lunch? For instance, yeah. But what time do you finish lunch or something like that? But in this case, we have a yes/no question. Then have a long lunch break. Do you have a long lunch break? Você tem um tempo de almoço longo? Né? It's a direct question. And the answer is yes or no. That's why it's a yes/no question. É um yes/no, é uma pergunta de sim ou não. Tá? Não é uma pergunta que coleta uma informação, que horas é o almoço, tal. Não, é você tem ou não tem. Tá? Do you have a long lunch break? Then the person could answer yes, I do, or no, I don't. Yeah? In this case, let's go to the second question. How long? Do you have a long lunch break? How long? Yes? How long? If the person has a long lunch break, yes, I do. Yeah. Do you have a long lunch break? Yes, I do. How long? For about 1 hour, 2 hours, and so on. Okay. Number 5. Now let's go to number 5. What time finish work or school? Let's suppose the person goes to work. Then what time? Let's ask her or him. For the time he or she finishes work. Okay. What time? What time do you finish work? What time do you finish work? But let's suppose the person goes to school. Then you ask her or him for the time he or she finishes school. Let's see. What time do you finish school? What time do you finish school? Yeah. Let's go to the second. I'm sorry. Let's go to next sentence now. What do after work or school? This do isn't the auxiliary one, yes? It's the base verb in the sentence. Then, in this kind of sentence with do, we have do twice, okay? Then, what do you, o que você faz depois do trabalho ou o que você faz depois da escola, né? Então, what do you do? Ok? We have do twice. Twice. Duas vezes. Why? Por quê? The second one, the second time we have do, yes, in this case, we have the base verb. É o verbo base, principal da frase, é fazer. But the first do in this question is the auxiliary one because the question is in the simple present tense. And if it's in the simple present tense, then we use the auxiliary do. Yes, what do you do after work, for instance? What do you do after work? I go to the movies or I normally go to the gym and so on. Okay, what do you do after work? What do you do after school? What do you do after school? I have lunch, and after that I take a nap, and after that I start working, yeah, and so on. Okay. Then what do you do after work? What do you do after school? Yes, number 7. Number 7. Relax in the evening. What? And do. Pay attention. We have 2 questions here. One with the verb relax. The other one with the verb do. Do is the base verb here. Yeah. Let's focus on the first question. Relax in the evening. Okay. Let's see. It's a yes/no question. I don't ask him or her for what he or she does. Okay, I ask him if he relaxes after work or school. After work or school, yes. No, in the evening, yes. Then it's a yes/no question. Do you? É uma pergunta que exige sim ou não como resposta. Então é uma pergunta direta. Do you relax in the evening? Do you relax in the evening? The answer should be yes, I do, or no, I don't. Yes, I do, no, I don't. Then we have the second question related to the first one. What? Here. What do you do? In this case, what do you do refers to the first question, if you relax or you don't, okay? Then if you relax in the evening, then now you're going to speak about things you do for relaxing. What do you do? Yeah. When do English homework? When do English homework? Then we have an information question here. We don't have yes no question because the answer doesn't ask for yes or no as question as answer. Okay. When do English homework? Number 8. When do you do when do you do English homework? When do you do English homework? Number 9. What time go to bed? What time do you go to bed? What time do you go to bed? It's an information question. Pay attention. If we have an information question, the intonation goes down at the end of it. Yes, we don't ask, what time do you go to bed? No, that's wrong. We do. What time do you go to bed? Yes, the intonation goes down. Yeah, at the end of the sentence. Number 10. Number 10. What time? What? What time do you go to bed? How feel at the end of the day? How feel at the end of the day? In this case, we have an information question. Then, when we have what time, what, when, where, for instance, how, we have information questions, okay? In this case, how feel at the end of the day? How do you feel? Okay? How do you feel at the end of the day? How do you feel at the end of the day? I feel good. I feel tired. Depends on, yeah. I feel tired but good. Made it for another day and so on. Okay. Then when we make sentences, I think it's important to pay attention to what kind, for the type of question. If it's an information question or a yes no question. An information question, if we have one, the intonation goes down at the end of the sentence. What time do you get up? What time do you start work? How do you feel at the end of the day? Okay? But if we have a yes no question, in this case, we don't have what time, when, where, how in the beginning of it, but the intonation goes up at the end of it. Do you have breakfast in the morning? Do you have a long lunch break? Do you relax in the evening? Yes, then the intonation goes up. And don't forget, if we have a question in the simple present tense, we use do, the auxiliary do. Okay? But let's change, because in these cases we are asking the person directly, the person, yes, you. But let's suppose we are talking about another person. We are talking about Maria. Then let's ask about her for the time she gets up. Then what time? Now it's about Maria. It's about Maria. What time? What time does she get up? What time does she get up? And why we use the auxiliary in that form, does, and we don't use the form do in this case because we have a she. She, the third person singular. Okay. Let's imagine an affirmative sentence about Maria. Okay. She gets up at 7 a.m. She gets up at 7 a.m. If we have the simple present tense, the verb is in the simple present tense, the action, and because it refers to a routine or something like that, we have the third person she. It could be he, she, or it. In this case, she, Maria, she. We add s to the verb s if we have an affirmative sentence. If we have a question, that s goes to do, and the do becomes does. That is why we have does, and we don't have s added to get, because it went and was added to do. Do becomes does. Então, o S do verbo que estaria na afirmação, ele vai para o auxiliar do que virou does. Por isso que na pergunta, o verbo principal não tem S, porque o S já foi para o do, ficou does no simple present. Né? Então, what time does she get up? She gets up at 7 a.m. Okay? Another question, just another question. Let's ask her if Maria has breakfast in the morning. Okay? Then let's see. Does, pay attention, does, because we have she. Does she have? Yeah, the verb comes back to its base form. Does she have breakfast in the morning? Does she have breakfast in the morning? The answer could be yes, she does. Or no, she doesn't. Yeah. But let's suppose she has breakfast in the morning. In this case, let's see here. What time? Here. What do you have as breakfast? In this case, if we are speaking about another person, we use does. What? An information question. What does she have as breakfast? Yes, she has, because now we have an affirmative sentence. She has some bread, milk, coffee, and cheese. Let's suppose. Yeah? Some bread, milk, coffee, and cheese. Okay? Don't forget them, don't forget please. If we have the simple present tense, we use the auxiliary verb in questions and the negative sentences. Okay? Let's come back to our lesson. The text, let's here. Yeah. I'd like you to prepare these questions and answer them according to your experience. Yeah. When you can't be exact. When you can't be exact. Quando você não puder ser exato. Você não dizer a hora exata, por exemplo. Né? For instance, what time do you get up? If you are an English man or English lady, yeah, and you get up exactly at 7:15, but you do it every day, okay? 7:15 or 7:15. Then you can say at 7:15. But if you aren't an English person, yes, and you don't have that minute, that exact time for getting up, then you can say about, yeah, what time do you get up? At about 7:15. Mais ou menos por volta das 7:15. Porque você não está sendo exato, ok? Quando você não precisa dar a hora exata. What do you have for breakfast? It depends. If I have time, I have toast or cereal. Okay, it depends. This shows you aren't exact in your answer, okay? Então aqui, quando você não der uma resposta exata, você disser, olha, mais ou menos tal hora, at about, or it depends, ó, depende, ok? It depends. Or it depends on, or it depends, okay? What do you think has a more stressful day, you or your partner? Why? Because this exercise is suggested as an interview. You should make with your partner, okay? You should interview a person. Then this question is, Who do you think has a more stressful day? You or your partner? Tá? Então, primeiro, essas perguntas é para você entrevistar alguém. Aí diz um colega de classe, né? Mas entrevistar alguém. E depois, aqui a pergunta é quem tem um dia mais estressante? Se é você ou se é a pessoa que você entrevistou e por quê? Why? I think it's very important if you can or if you could do this exercise B. Yeah? Then please send me these questions made and the answers. Yeah? Consider these questions an interview. You are interviewing someone. And then I'd like you to send me maybe you could send to Google Classroom, okay? And then I can get your exercise and correct it. But after doing the questions and answers here, depois de fazerem as perguntas e respostas ali, please answer this question. Responda a essa questão. Because after that interview, you have to compare your friend's day with your own day. And then answer, who do you think has a more stressful day, you or your partner? Okay? But don't forget, give me the reason of your response. Why? Yeah? Okay. Then, up to here, we have a class, and I wait for your response, okay? Thank you very much, and bye-bye.